I need to be challenged in order to be at my best.
This is something that I think I always
Formats, I
wanted.
always-
Pain doesn't set me down.
It's my journey.
I had a blast.
We did it, Jared Lawrence. We successfully
Nice work.
made a live stream happen with a commercial in the beginning. So thank you, first of all, to Brutus for, look, we're going to be talking a lot of PNL today because it's postseason wrestling for high school. But the PNL vision, you guys have had it for more than 1 year. I was hook, line, and sinker as soon as I heard about it, and Brutus is on board, and they've been on board. Same with Jocko Fuel, and there's one other sponsor that I'm it's escaping me right now, but I just wanted to say thank you to Jocko Fuel and Brutus because there's a lot of cool stuff that goes on at the PNL, but there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that is not always fun to do, like getting mats to events and getting gear and that's just not the sexy part of wrestling events and a wrestling league that they've been in from the get-go, and it's appreciated.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's just nice that you figured out a commercial.
See that? I'm good like that. All right.
Tech savvy.
Dude, so check this out. We got some PNL results coming in from the postseason, and let's see. We have
you have the stats. I've seen them on Instagram, but you should have all of them, man. Some
I
of them
do.
are just incredible. It's amazing.
Say that one more time. What was the last part you said?
I said some of them are just amazing.
Yeah. What about
Like
MWC
Immortals?
having like 18 state champions? Now, how many classes is Nebraska?
I don't know that information.
So either way, I think there's 2, but I could be wrong. That's still pretty doggone impressive. Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
and then you get little places. So I know Big Game is in Iowa City, or right outside Iowa City.
Yep.
And that is a fairly populated part of Iowa. And so is Cedar Falls. I actually looked up the population density on Google not too long ago. And it's a fairly populated, but still like Immortal Athletics they are literally, I think they're like 4 years old, 5 years old at the most, like as a club. And they have like 60% of their high school members are placing in the state tournament. That's in Iowa. That seems pretty impressive, no?
Yeah, especially being in the state of Iowa. It's a very big wrestling state. So to have good stats like that is incredible. On both Big Game and Immortals, they did an amazing job.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty
And
wild.
if you put the 2 of them together, it'll be interesting to see what like the overall stats are. And then you add in Seabolt for next year. I mean, it would just be a cool stat to see how many state placers are in the PNL from the state of Iowa. Yeah,
no, look, there's no question that bringing Seabolt in, and I don't think that's a secret anymore. I mean, Seabolt's in. We got some really cool teams coming in this coming year. But now we have Minnesota is the first weekend of March.
Yeah, so this is our section weekend.
Say that again.
Wisconsin's right now. Askren had how many entrants did they have? Just state entrants.
Oh, I have no idea.
I saw a post. I think it was like 208.
Like
most clubs don't even have 208 high school kids. They have 208 state entrants, I believe.
That's wild. That is wild. 200. That seems good.
Yeah, and they could be like us. Like we don't get very many single A kids. It's just those are like too far away. Very rural areas. They don't drive. They're not going to drive 3-4 hours to come to a practice. So we have like 1 or 2 single A kids, and then all of our basically numbers come from AAA and AA. So the bigger schools and the second biggest schools.
Interesting. Yeah.
But,
Okay. Yeah. Long story short, I mean that is more to come, right? Like that's going to be something that we talk about over the next couple of weeks. Is like, holy cow! Look at Seabolt. Look at Askren kind of showing out in the postseason. But as it stands right now, Iowa and Nebraska are in the books, and the PNL had themselves an absolute banger of a postseason so far.
yeah, very exciting.
Yeah, super cool. So, what do you want to talk first? You want to talk Iowa State against Mizzou, or you want to talk Oklahoma State?
It doesn't matter to me. I mean, the biggest duel is going to be Iowa State, Okie State, right? Just from the heritage
Iowa, Oklahoma State.
of both teams. Do we want to start with it, or do you want to end with it?
Let's go right off the gate at Iowa versus Oklahoma State. It's in Stillwater. And
Sold out.
I'm looking at this duel, and it's as tight as it gets. It's tight, dude, because they're both real good, where the other team is real good.
Yeah, like let's just start off. Let's just go 125.
Yeah.
I mean, it's number 8 versus number 7, but like Drake's been ranked all the way up to number 1.
Correct.
And then he got beat a couple times, so he's back to 8. Choice Bradley's 7. I mean, that's a battle.
If you're looking at trajectory, though, do you give the nod to Spratley because he's knocking off a Noah Certain in the last couple weeks? He's knocking off a.
I mean,
I don't know.
It's a great match. The only thing I would say is Spratley, in my opinion, is a very good like reattacker. Right? Like he is very good. His stance is good. I feel like he does better against people that attack him, right? Very similar to like a Dustin Schlater from Minnesota back in the day, right? Like if you tried to attack on him, he usually scored on you. And Ayala will shoot, right? Yeah. So I don't know if that, in my own personal opinion, that the styles that they wrestle kind of put me towards Spratley a little bit. I'm not saying that is gonna, because it's number 7 versus number 8. I don't know what on paper they have, but the styles that are happening right there, where I think Ayala will shoot a little bit more, and I think Spratley will look to reattack. But who knows how the strategies will really play out. But
okay, 33 looks like Schriever against Dayton Fix. I would tend to go with Fix there. But
we probably got to go major there, right?
That's the question.
Let's just go into it. WrestleStat has a major, but Iowa does an amazing job of not giving up majors, right?
True story. Yes, they do.
So,
and that kid Schriever tougher than hell. Like
3-point takedowns make it just different, right? You only need probably 3 takedowns and some riding time, right?
Yeah. No, it's certainly easier.
And I would think that Dayton Fix has the ability to get 3 takedowns.
Yeah. Look, man, it's the one thing that is scaring me in that regard is these 6-year guys are tired. They're freaking tired, man. Yeah.
It's real. It's real. Like NCAA, like my buddy Mac does a 5th-year senior, like he's already been like, no, this guy's already got a plane ticket to Panama. He's not making it to the, even though they're like seeded 6 or something like that at the NCAAs. He's got like an all senior, list of like it picks a senior from each weight class that's basically already booked a spring break ticket.
Yeah. I mean,
so I don't know what you do with a 6-year senior. It'd be interesting to see that.
I don't know. Making the wait for that long, just dealing with the schedule for that long. It takes a toll.
I would assume college coaches are tailoring towards those guys a little bit, right? Like, yep, okay, practice is an hour long for you today. You're not doing an hour 45 grind. We're having fun. We're relaxed. We need to tailor just a little bit.
I would be very surprised if that is going on in Stillwater right
Yeah.
I'm just telling you. I would be
If they're not,
incredibly
they should
surprised.
be. There.
Okay.
Okay, 41.
41. Real Woods.
Real Woods, Tegan Jameson. Like, good match.
Yeah.
Obviously, you got Real Woods winning, but this is a tight match. I mean, this is not a very big score, and Real Woods has been beat by a few guys lately that are not up to par towards him. So like who knows? Maybe he's down a little bit. Like there could be some big swing matches right here, but I think I'll still probably give it to him, just being that he's.
So are you going to give him a minor decision? I'm thinking minor decision.
Yeah, I would too. I think it's going to be real close.
Okay. 49. Either Jordan Williams or Sammy Alvarez.
Yeah. Either one.
Then, say again?
Either one of those guys, yep.
Yeah, and then for Iowa, who is it again?
It's I don't know how to say this last name. I feel bad.
Oh, the Rafton kid. Yeah, no, Ranji or something like that.
It's very different.
Yeah, I forget exactly how to pronounce it, but yeah.
I heard him talking about it on like ESPN, and I was like, "Whoa!" I was trying to like do the math and sound it out. Like, it's like the N maybe is silent. Like,
yeah, I'm not exactly sure.
So we apologize that we don't know how to say your last name, but
once again, but I think
Radjen, but it's not. It's like Raji.
Ranji or something like that, right?
Yep. But so that's a toss up actually. In I think on like WrestleStat has Jordan Williams wrestling and winning, but I'm actually going to go the other way. I'm going to give it to Iowa.
Interesting.
Yep.
So I have a hard time picking against the Cowboys at 149 just because I love the way Jordan Williams wrestles and Sammy Alvarez.
Yep.
More so Jordan. I mean, I love Sammy, so
that's our first swing right there. That's
a big swing bout. And,
and they're 17 versus 19, right? We're talking tight matches.
Yeah.
They both have wins over the same people by about the same. Like these two people are spot on. I just I'm gonna go with Iowa only because I think he's been in some really close matches and beat some pretty tough kids.
All right, fair enough. All right. Ranjan. Okay. 57. Man, Franek is really hard to beat. Doesn't beat himself.
Yeah. Very, very positional.
Yeah. I would tend to lean towards Franek on this one. I don't know, though, man. That kid's coming along.
Pete Travis is coming along. He's 16 in the country. Franek was way up. I mean, he was like 2-3. He dropped to 10 because he took a couple losses. But, I'm still going to give that one to Franek, too, even though I think it's going to be a close match. I mean, all Franek's matches basically are pretty close just because he's more of a positional guy. But so that's I'm going Iowa 57.
Right. So going into the half, it's 9-7.
Yeah.
That's as close as it freaking gets, right? Okay. 65, Olejnik against Caliendo.
Yeah.
They had a match early. I believe they wrestled each other last year at the NCAA tournament. Caliendo won, I think it was 6-2 or something like that.
Yeah. Yep. But it was it was last year.
Yeah. And it was, I believe,
6-2. 6-2. But I'll tell you what, I'm going Olejnik on this one.
Me too. Only because he has improved so much.
Yes, yep. He's gotten a ton better. He's fast. He's got a full package there of just skill set, quickness, quick, easy takedowns. He can ankle pick. He's long. Caliendo, though, is a very positional wrestler. Goes real hard. Is real strong. But yeah, I'm going to give that one to Okie State to keep it interesting.
Okay, and that's 10-9 so far, going into 74. 74. Oh boy,
Patrick Kennedy versus Braden Thompson.
two younger guys, right? Kennedy's a sophomore.
Yeah, but like this is a battle. Like this is a very hard decision. Even though Patrick Kennedy is doing really well. I mean, he's ranked right on Russell Stat. I mean, he's ranked 5 in the country. Braden Thompson is 17, but in my opinion, I have so Braden Thompson. I look at him and I'd say he's more athletic, right? He is fast. He's quick. Kennedy's going to be a little bit more position wrestler, but still has some skills.
Yeah. I think getting his hands on Braden Thompson early becomes really important.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you're a Hawkeye fan, you know you need this one. You got to get your hands on him and grab him by the ears early.
Yep. Let's just go on paper, Patrick Kennedy. But again, that's a toss up. He's a Minnesota guy. I got to go with him.
Fair enough. So that's 12-10 going into 84. Now, here's the tricky part to me. Does Iowa throw out Gabe Arnold at 84?
I don't know. It depends on if his matches are done, right? Are you going to burn a red shirt? If you were going to burn it, you would have.
Well, I don't think that they are done though. That's kind of what I was getting at. And it's what, 5 events, right? Not 5.
Yeah. So I just don't know. I don't think they will burn a red shirt just this late in the season. I think if they would have burned it, they would have burned it like, 3 weeks ago when we were talking about some big duels that they had. You know what I mean? They would have burned it against Penn State. Now, if he does have one match left, who knows?
Right. I love Dustin Plott. I think he's kind of as hard-nosed a wrestler as it comes. He's a Oklahoma kid. He's homegrown.
Yep.
It is, and I think he's going to win this bout. I really do.
Yeah. I got no question.
But let me ask you this: does he have a shot to win a national title? Can he beat a Keckeisen or like a
I don't know. Can be a pretty loaded weight, right? It'd be interesting to see how him. He hasn't wrestled like a Bernie Truax yet, has he?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. But I think he has a win over Munoz. So Munoz is pretty doggone good.
Yeah.
Anyway, just a thought that popped in my head. Okay.
I think there's definitely a chance for it. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think because and please don't get me wrong.
And he's young.
He is he?
Isn't he like a? Was he a freshman last year, like a redshirt freshman?
I don't think so, man. I think
he's older.
Maybe I'm wrong. Can you check? Because I'm frozen completely. So,
you are frozen. I was going to say that you're frozen. I'm surprised this is still going, but I'll pull that up. You move on
so
to the
keeping
next.
The balls in the air there. Here's the thing. I think a guy like Plott.
He's a junior.
Yeah. I think a guy like Plott. If you give him one tournament to focus on, I think he does pretty well. If I were him, you wrestle Keckeisen in the Big 12 tournament, but you're really focused on 2 weeks from then in Kansas City.
Yeah. And who he had an unbelievable match with last weekend was my boy Bennett Berge.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, well, jackrabbit action there. Like it was a very questionable call. I heard to throw it into overtime.
Just the
rumors that I was hearing. I didn't actually see it.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, 97. What do we got here, brother?
97. Ooh, Zach Glazer versus Luke Serber. Number 14 versus number 13.
Yeah,
like
these are the two like 97 and heavy.
Like that's the match.
That's the match.
That's the duel.
Yeah. And so we just decided that Oklahoma State was kind of ahead by 1 or 2 going into 97. I think they win those last 2 matches, man. I really do. And now I don't know if the kid Keeter is going to show up. I don't know how many times you get a guy like Tom Brands to balk on situations at Oklahoma State because he likes winning that match.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you can't mortgage the future completely, right?
Yep.
So I think they probably bring their. I mean,
they'll bring him just in case. I don't know. He's smaller, right? I mean, he's not a 280-pound.
No.
Keeter's not.
No.
I just don't know. It is a possibility, but.
Sure. But hey, he is a heck of an athlete, and he can wrestle too. Like, it's not just like he's an athlete. The kid can wrestle. That said, that kind of puts them ahead by, even if they minor decision, it's going to come down to heavyweight. It looks like.
If it comes down to heavyweight, then I think it's in Oklahoma State's favor.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm going to go Iowa on 97. I think Glazer will actually beat Serber, in my opinion. I mean, they both are like Zach Glazer's like 15-1 on the year, and Serber's like 8-3. He hasn't had as many matches, so I don't know. They're both 4-0 against common opponents. They both have done kind of the same, so it's I don't know. It's close, but I'm gonna give it to Glazer, which makes it really interesting moving forward. Is it just me on here now? Am I just talking to myself? Do I keep rolling with this podcast? The problem is so here's what happened. Mike Mao had technical difficulties. He's no longer on. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to keep going. I actually turned off my notifications, so I don't even know if I can send something to him.
Sorry.
No, he's back.
No, dude.
I was just talking to our fans, all of them, that I was like, I don't know if I'm supposed to keep going with this or not. Like, am I just supposed to just wing this thing and talk to myself for the next? I got one more duel. My notifications are turned off, so I was like, he'll probably text me and tell me what to do, but I can't. All right, you're back.
So
love this.
So you think 97 goes to Iowa?
Yep.
And then it comes down to heavyweight.
Yep, I do.
Oklahoma State's going to pull it out.
I do, but there are so many tweener matches. Like that is a very exciting duel. Like,
I really think it's going to come down.
I'm pumped and I'm angry at the same time because it's Sunday. I have practice and my kids have a regional state qualifier. Yeah,
I'll be honest with you.
It's gonna be really hard
on days like that. Like, I have practice. I have private lessons all freaking day. On days like that, I just shut my phone off. Like, I don't get text messages. I don't look at social. I just wait till I get home, start cooking, and then put it on the TV as I'm cooking. Like, it's just no way. Because it's so much more enjoyable to me to do it that way. Like, I don't like if I get angry, I get livid if my son's like, "Dad, look," and I'm like, "You son of a gun!" Like, come on,
bro. He ruined it for you. But then you have to keep your notifications off forever, because then you'll be tempted to look at it. If you check any social media, it's you've already known the results, so you're gonna have to really be sneaky with it.
No, I'm good. I'm usually pretty good with it. Like, I go airplane mode. It is just, my phone is just a clock at that point. Yeah, for sure. All right, Mizzou and
Iowa State. Yeah, this is a great match. This is another one where it's a lot of similar matchups, very good duel. Anybody looking for some duels? I think this one is also Sunday at 3:00. So if it were me, I would have a split screen and I'd have both duels going on at the same time and would be in heaven.
Steve Neal has the best setup ever.
As he should.
Yes, true story. But for the NCAA tournament, he'll have 8 TVs outside.
Yep.
And he has this
every match.
Yeah, it's awesome. But so I will be there this season, but and we do got to talk about your little thing for the Hall of Fame too. I'd like to speak about.
I actually would like to. There's nothing more than I would rather do is relive one of the most humbling, embarrassing moments of my life. Can't wait to do it. Let's talk about this match. What were you thinking here? Shoot. I don't know, but whatever I was thinking did not clearly work.
Fair enough. Okay. So let's get to Mizzou first. Mizzou, Iowa State. No certain. And who is it? Turkina?
Yep. And Certain is on a roll right now. He really is. But I'll tell you what, that Turkina he is hard to score on, man. He is a quick little dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like sometimes Noah Certain amazes me. And then sometimes, like I see him doing lots of cement mixers. And he's like a big move guy. And I'm like, sometimes I'm like scratching my head, but he's got wins over huge people.
Yes.
So yeah, man, I don't know.
I'm going with Certain. And I'll tell you this.
It does. WrestleStat has it. I mean, he's lost to a bunch of people that Certain has beaten. So on paper, yes, they have it. But the last time they wrestled was a sudden victory.
I'm just talking about the style. Like Terrakina, you can only scramble away from so many. So one of the things that I look at with that kind of stuff is, are they a counter wrestler? Like you talked about with Spradley, right? That's a full counter wrestler. He can score from your attacks. The thing that I see more is Terrakina will stop you from scoring. Now,
yeah, he's not attacking from it.
Right. And so what I see there is like, when you give a kid like Noah Certain 5 shots, he's going to score on that.
Yeah. Okay. That makes perfect sense.
So there's a difference between being defensive and being counter wrestling. So I think Certain's going to probably win that bout, although it'll probably be close.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll agree with that.
Fair enough. Okay, so we got 3 for the Tigers. Cade Moore, Evan Frost.
Now, WrestleStat has Cade Moore winning, but I do not agree with that.
Nope. I like Evan Frost a lot.
I think Evan Frost can be very I think he can really, I mean, he's only got 3 losses on the year. He's young. I mean,
he is, and the thing with for me is like, you put him, where is he, like an Indiana kid or something like that? Where's he from?
That is a good question. I remember them talking about it. We were talking about it our very first one.
Yeah.
Because we were like, who in the heck? Like we just didn't know who he was. But I thought you had a little bit better Iowa State connection than I did.
Yeah, because I was talking to what's his name, Dresser at the time. No, he actually is from Iowa, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah,
I wonder where at. I wonder where at in Iowa. I wonder what city. Like where is he from? But he's got a good little full arsenal a little bit. Like he's hard to score on. He's long. He can dive in. He can come up with some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good match.
I like the way you are.
13 versus 14. I got Frost.
Copy that. Okay, me too. Josh Edmonds, Echmandia. Echmandia's wrestling well, man.
Yeah, he is. He's doing well, and they're pretty similar actually, right?
Yeah,
pretty similar builds. They're both like super fast. Both, I think, on the shorter side, I would say.
Yeah.
But Enchmandia's ranked 12th, Edmonds 34th. I would say we probably got to go with Enchmandia.
Yes. I don't think that there's many people that would argue that. Especially like you look at it seems like, and I don't know the kid all that well. It seems like he likes the spotlight too, Echemandia. He wrestled out of his shoes against Real Woods.
Where is this duel at? Do you know?
Yeah, it's in Ames.
Okay.
Right? So he likes competing in Hilton Coliseum. He likes the crowd. They're gonna put some butts in the seats.
Yep.
I think that goes in his favor for sure.
I
okay.
agree.
49. Swiderski. Swiderski's my dude. I love that kid. That kid's a dog.
He's also coming along, but what is his? I haven't heard his name lately as much. Did he get hurt or something like that this year or no?
I think he was out of the lineup for a little bit. I haven't reached out to Dresser at all.
Just for a little bit, maybe not. Yeah. I wish Russell Stat would allow me to click on, when I click on the name, it just has record. It says 16-2 in the year.
Mm-hmm.
So he hasn't wrestled a ton. So he maybe was out for a little bit with some minor injuries or something like that. But he's going against, they must have somebody out.
Joel Milan, it says.
Yeah, that's what they have here. But he is how many college D1 programs are there?
81, 83,
83.
Sure.
He's ranked 82.
Copy that.
on Russell Stat.
He's ranked 82.
I'm just going off Russell Stat. Okay, if you have a problem, take it up with them.
Yeah. I said 81.
The fact that they can rank all the way down to 82 is super impressive. I don't know if
that's possible. I don't know if that's possible.
So I'm going to give this one to Swiderski.
Okay. 57. Chittum, Brock Mahler. Oh, that's such a good match.
This is an amazing match. This is awesome. Man, now Russell Stat has it going Mahler, but I'm going to go with my boy Chittum.
I would tend to agree with that.
He's on a roll now.
But here's the thing. That Iowa State is starting to run away with this thing. If we're agreeing that
if they can get this one in the bag, it will be a very big deal.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And what's the team rankings? It's 4 against 11 or something like that. Is that correct?
It could even be closer. So this is just on Russell Stat. Mm-hmm. It's number 3 versus number 6. Iowa State is ranked 3rd
I don't know that Mizzou is
in there. Now maybe that could also be a dual ranking system. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go to tournament team. Iowa State is 9, Missouri is 11.
Yeah, I think it might be the opposite. I think Mizzou is a better tournament team.
Yep, but then dual team, Iowa State is ranked 5th and Missouri's 9.
Yeah.
So
that's probably closer to reality.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to go with Chittum as well. That puts right now that's 12-3 going into the half, and then we got the big one, the NCAA championship that we seem to wrestle 3 times a year. Yeah.
Yep. That is an amazing match. Yep. So we come back from break. Iowa State could be in a very commanding lead, and you have O'Toole versus Carr coming out. I wonder if they'll try to end the match with that.
That'd be cool. I got no problem.
Why not?
Right? We've decided that these are generational talents. I talked to my son and I, because we're talking about he loves Messenbrink, which is cool. Shout out to Ashford Academy, right? Because 2 of the kids were, and he's like, I love the way Kid Messenbrink went, and then he's talking about David Carr, and I'm like, yo, Keegan O'Toole just wins in March, though. You know that, right? And also, I think Keegan O'Toole could be the future of 74K in this country. I really, truly believe that. The kid's pretty special. Offensively, he's, and I tried. He tried to asked me why I thought Keegan was so special. I'm like, well, he took all the positive attributes that Askren had and then added athleticism to him. Like I think Ben would tell you he wasn't the greatest purebred athlete on the mat.
No, but he was always really good, man. We had some good kids that he would beat up when we were like in schoolboys and stuff. And I was like, who is this Keegan O'Toole kid, right?
Oh, okay.
He was like 12. So he competed more than a typical Askren would probably want, I would say.
Right.
When they're 10 years old.
Yeah, it's interesting, man, because like there's no science. There's no algorithm for that. There's no exact formula. Because look, Jordan Burroughs didn't compete darn near at all until he was in college. Like let's call it what it is. Like he didn't go to the Fargos, he didn't go to the Super 32s, he didn't go to any of that stuff. He won 2 New Jersey state titles, and that's why nobody knew who he was. However, David Taylor and Kyle Dake, they wrestled their nuts off since they were 8 years old.
Yep, it's like Spencer Lee, same thing. I mean, I have a story where Spencer Lee was like 10 years old, and it was Brady Berge, right? The rumor was we were at Liberty Nationals, they called it, right? It was in like Kansas City, and the rumor was like East Coast never comes this way. They don't need to. They just stay out east. But there was this kid, his name was Spencer Lee, and he traveled all the way from Pennsylvania to wrestle and beat Brady Berge, which he did very, very solidly.
Well, there's no
it was just like, I have never heard that, right? I'm there, we're at Pinnacles, we're very new, and that was the rumor like floating around. I was like, people travel all the way just to, beat somebody, I guess.
Oh yeah,
but who knows? That could also just been a rumor.
Well, either way, something tells me it wasn't. But yeah,
the theory is this: some people compete a lot, some don't. It depends on the individual. You gotta figure that out.
Mm-hmm. All right, David Carr, Keegan O'Toole.
I don't know, man. I want to flip a coin. Like they're both very good, man. This can go either way, in my opinion.
Always has, right? Like, I mean, this is the best rivalry in the NCAA right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go because the team's gonna need it to get back into going here. I'm gonna go Keegan. I don't know if that's right. I'm doing it mainly.
No, I don't think it matters. Like again, you could toss that.
I want the duel. I want the good duel. Iowa State's crushing it right now. They're up like 12-3.
Yeah. So all right. So I'll go Keegan as well. Fine.
But that Cars, they're both. That's going to be one heck of a match, right? It always is. Whoever scores is going to be sweet takedown.
For sure. All right. 65 is good. 74, Peyton Mako, MJ Gaitan. I think Gaitan blows the roof off of this thing and pretty much puts it to bed for the Cyclones. I really do. I love the kid. I love the way he competes. I think they're really.
This duel I was thinking was going to be closer, but right now Iowa State is running with it.
Yeah, I mean that puts it at 15-6.
Yeah,
going into 84,
but we have Feldkamp and Whiting. Like Feldkamp's 7, Whiting's 20.
Yeah,
like
I haven't watched them wrestle enough. I mean, I think Elam will probably. It looks like Elam will probably win, and then. At heavyweight, younger Bastida, I really like that kid too. But
that's
even
number 3 versus number 6. I mean, that's a very, I don't know. That Bastida though, he moves really well for a big guy.
Yeah, man, I think there's something to be said. Like so, I think the heavyweight class, first of all, is I mean, it's better than it's ever been in this country, top to bottom. You look at the top kids in the high school, right? Like, who's that kid from Illinois that I was covering at Cheesehead? I can't think of his name.
Oh yeah.
Holy smokes, that kid is good. Not just
And
like
I didn't really even know him. I was, like, okay, the match is going to be these guys, and then he beats both of them.
Dude, the kid, because those the Askren kid, the kid from Wisconsin. God, I'm so bad with names. The two twins, Mirasola. That kid is a pure wrestler, right? Like that kid is, he's an Askren kid. He's really well trained. He's really well versed in a lot of different positions.
I mean, he's as Askren as you get.
Yes, and dude, he couldn't do anything with, and not for a lack of trying. I mean, he's trying, but he gets to these. He just gets to attacks, and the kid from Illinois just pulls him up into these 80-inch around thighs that, like, okay, good luck getting through those, And so, yeah, it was interesting to watch. These kids are out of this world. But I guess what I'm trying
Dylan Johnson is who you're talking about.
Yes, Dylan Johnson, Coy Hopke, and Mirasola.
To beat both Mirasola and Coy Hopke in the same tournament is, like, that's legit.
Yeah.
He earned himself some money on that tournament.
No doubt about it. Yeah, but you know what? It's going into the NFL, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's right. I do remember that. Yep. Which makes sense. Yep, he did earn himself some money in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean it's football money, but it's still. Okay.
So it's looking a little bit more like a blowout than we thought, but there are some definite key matches, right? Evan Frost, Cade Moore, that's a 12 versus 13. You have Cody Chittum, Brock Mahler, that's 8 versus 13. You have Carr versus O'Toole. Like, these matches can all go the other way. MJ, how do you say it? Gaitan, Peyton Mako, like, that's 13 versus 15. So, like, we have 4 matches that are you're 1 or 2 spots away ranking wise. So even though we have it right now pretty heavily Iowa State, you take a few of those away, all of a sudden this duel is looking like it's coming down to heavyweight, where you have a number 3 versus number 6. Right. Like, so we have it broken out a little bit more for Iowa State, but I mean, if your team is not ready to go, that can change very quickly.
Awesome. Dude, so I do want to talk for just a second about the Fan Fest. And so I got a little bit more clarity because I wanted to make sure that, like, I could be there with a camera, and, like, it's important for the PNL, especially as, like, I'm kind of taking over a lot of the media stuff. Like, we got to get this on film, and it's a really cool thing. So to shed a little bit of light, in between sessions on Friday, I believe?
Thursday. I think
Thursday.
It's on Thursday.
In between sessions
I'm flying in Thursday morning, and I was like, yeah, I have no problem as long as everything goes clean with my flight.
Yeah. And so the Hall of Fame, the National Wrestling Hall of Fame, Stillwater, Oklahoma, is putting on, basically a spotlight of you and Larkin's NCAA final match. They're going to, their thought process is, or at least Leroy explained it to me, was they'd like to get some lead up, some ideas of what you had in your head going into the match, during the match, and then obviously after the match. And it's a cool way to kind of spotlight not just a great wrestling match, which wound up being, I think 10-8 was the final. Is that correct?
Yeah, but it was looking a little bit worse than that. Like, I got a takedown at the end of it to make it 10-8. So it was like 10-6 with 30 seconds left. He kind of bailed out at the end.
Copy.
So that I couldn't do a 5 throw. So, but yeah, so long story short, in between sessions, Fan Fest, Eric Larkin and I, he's basically my overall arch nemesis. He beat me in the cadet national finals, high school national finals, and college national finals. And we're going to relive that moment. And they want us to talk our way through it. So to be honest, here's the only thing I said is like, I told Leroy, I was like, can I get a video of the match? Like, this was before YouTube. Like, I haven't seen that match in 20 years. Like, it's not on YouTube. At least it wasn't. I'll have to go back. I'll have to try to find it so that I can be prepared for it. But I don't know. It is really cool.
No, I don't want you to see
it was Kansas City is where we wrestled. And now we're back there, you know, whatever it is. It's like 21 years later. So we're gonna relive that 21 years later.
But see, but just so everyone is understanding why I'm so into this is like, yeah, you say arch nemesis and you say, you know, relive one of the most whatever moments of your life, and that's true. And I don't want to take away from that for you, but it kind of embodies the spirit of what we're doing with the PNL. Like we're trying to get better together. Because by the way, Eric Larkin's a stand-up dude. I love the guy to death.
Yeah,
and I love you guys together, like going, all right, yes, we competed for a long time. Yes, we were neck and neck. But we got to get better. We got to get our kids better. We got to get, as coaches, we got to get better. So to me, it's really important for what we're doing for the PNL.
I mean, if I was a typical, like, I wouldn't say typical, but you know how sometimes if you get beat by a guy in some big matches, the idea would be that you would really not like that person, right? I know a lot of wrestlers that look that way, right? So the matches that he has beat me in are some big matches. And I would have probably every right to just be like, I don't want to talk to that guy ever. But it's just not how we are. It's not what we're trying to do. It is what it is. The sport is what it is. You have to have a winner. You have to have a loser. And that's life. And we can choose to dwell on it, or we can choose to embrace each other as good wrestlers, good coaches, and try to get better from it.
You're the best. All right. Thank you very much, everyone out there. Thanks again. And thank you to our sponsors, Jocko Fuel and to Rudis. And we will catch you all next week. See you.
See you, Mike.
Okay, bye.